How'd you do it?
Do what?
Get her out.
I'm just glad you're wondering.
Next Wednesday, it looks like everyone is sneaking a peek.
Hey, I'm ready to risk it all.
But are they prepared?
I bought her $3.5 million apartment. But right now, she's having sex with that dude.
For what they might find.
I feel like I'm losing him.
I'm off probation. No, you will put back on for non-payment of child support.
What?
Yo, what's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another video. This is Tyler Perry's SISTAS. This is a breakdown of the trailer or preview for next episode, episode 17, entitled Some Sort of Women. And the synopsis is Calvin finds himself in an uncomfortable situation with Q after a night of drinking. If this is your first time coming to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning family member, you already know what it is and what it always will be. And we just gonna get right into this thing. So we see that Hayden is asking Andy how she got Fatima out of jail. And Andy tells him that she's glad she has him wondering. And I'm like, Hayden, have several seats. Why is it always the people who do illegal activities who always want to cast judgment on somebody else? I don't support Fatima in any way as it pertains to what she did to Hayden, but she definitely didn't deserve being in jail without bail. Like, she deserved to be in jail, but to not have bail, that was a little too harsh in my book. Now, let's not forget all the things that Hayden has done. He had somebody place drugs in the truck that Zach was driving. He's had Zach put in jail a few times. You know what I'm saying? So it's always that one that, does, illegalities and then try to act like they on the up and up and then have the nerve to ask somebody how you got somebody out of jail. Sit down. Next thing we see are the ladies. The ladies barge in on Karen and Aaron as they are having an intimate moment, as if they couldn't call, text, shoot a damn email, or function with this great invention, knock. You know what I'm saying? Knock on the damn door. If I was Karen, I would curse every one of them out. Like, the audacity that Sabrina has in her possession to just walk into someone's house is beyond me. And the fact that she does it so often is beyond me. Take your damn keys back, Danny. Take your damn keys back, Karen. Because I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us were confused on last episode because we were trying to decipher if Andy was indeed acting dumb or if she just did not want to tell the girls about her conversation with Karen. And I'm not sure which one it is. I don't know. KJ, I don't know, because that part wasn't acted too well to me. The fact that I don't know which one it was. You know what I'm saying? And it got a lot of us in a state of confusion. But we going to get out of that thing, and we just going to take it for what it is. It's Tyler Perry's writing, so we're going to act like that he forgot what the hell he wrote so that we can move on and be in a place of clarity and revelation. So it's interesting because a lot of people was coming at Karen and Andy for not telling the girls what was going on. They always keep secrets from Danny and Sabrina. They'll never tell them nothing. And I'm like, not that there is any falsehood in that, but my thing is, let's not act like Sabrina and Danny don't do the same thing. I've always felt like the characters of Karen and Andy have always got a lot of backlash for not sharing certain things. When we all remember, and I always go back to the episode when they had the girls' night out and it was their first time chilling with Fatima, and Sabrina and Danny was spilling hot tea in front of a woman they didn't even know, talking about their sexual history, talking about, money from, like, it was a lot going on across that table that was just none of Fatima's damn business. So next we see Maurice. He walks in on something that's happening in his room. Personally, I'm not looking forward to it. Whatever it might be, I have no interest in that storyline. Gary is spying on Andy and Robin, and I'm not really sure what Gary is getting out of this, because he's already aware that Andy has had sex with Robin. And I think, and this is a real big thing, I think that Gary is smart enough to know that buying her a penthouse wasn't going to change anything. I think that Andy was very clear about how she felt and where they stood with each other even though he was buying all of these expensive gifts. I can't remember if the threesome came after Gary bought her the car and all those gifts. I can't remember, and I didn't feel like looking back. But I'm like, the only thing I don't like about this, it seems as if Andy is loving the attention she's receiving from Gary, which I find that to be extremely odd after everything they've been through. But there still hasn't been a definite cut with him in her life. Like, she hasn't been, in my personal opinion, that definitive about the fact that he's not welcomed in her space. I would love to see that, because I don't even, Gary is becoming, a non-factor, and I don't understand why he's still around as it pertains to his connection with Andy. So it appears that it's Jake who walks in on Gary spying on Andy. Again, I didn't know that Gary worked right across the street from Andy's apartment. I said this before, and the fact that he has a telescope, when if he was smart, he would have indeed bugged the penthouse. But this is Tyler Perry, right? And y'all know half of this stuff don't make no damn sense. But on we shall go. Fatima and Andy sees Zach in jail, and which is a very quick scene that we see with them. And so Karen gets to work, and she sees that the ladies are waiting for her, and they're outside of the salon. When they get in the salon, Karen says to the ladies, "I feel like I'm losing him." And I was like, girl, who? Zach? He's already been lost. He's gone. He's been gone. But we know how they chop and screw these scenes, although the girls were looking at Karen as if she had lost her damn mind. And I'm like, Tyler, this is the thing that be like really irking me, because we have a moment like we had between her and Aaron last episode, and then we'll come back to like Karen in this weird headspace again. I don't want to get too far in that, because that may not be how the scene is actually set up. It could just be something like for shock factor, which we know, and if we be real with ourselves, these little 15-second previews are actually better than the entire episode. Of course, they pick the most like pulling scenes, or the most, I guess, entertaining scenes, and make these previews. Because when you watch the show every week, they get people hyped, like, oh my God, this gonna happen. And when you watch the show, womp, 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 you get that. So for me, I have no expectation. I watch it, and we just get what we get. So Zach finds out that he has been put back on probation after he makes a statement like he's off probation. He kind of made a face like, yeah, in your face. And the dude was like, nah, you've been put back on you've been put back on probation for non-payment of child support. And Andy is shocked. She's like, you hear her saying, what? Because she had no idea. And I know that a lot of people were applauding Fatima for not telling Andy the reason why Zach was arrested before this particular arrest. And some fans felt like Andy didn't need to know. Well, that might have worked if Fatima wasn't asking for legal help from Andy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, for Fatima to be so quote unquote smart, she does a lot of things ass backwards. And this is one of them. The last thing you want is for your legal counsel to be in the dark about what's going on, especially when they're meeting with opposing counsel. It makes her look dumb. It makes her look like she can't do her job. Now, we all know Andy ain't the brightest bulb in the box when it comes to her personal life. However, she is a really good lawyer. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm not understanding how Fatima didn't know. Kind of like you trying to keep Zach business his business, but Zach business is not his business when you're asking for legal help. Which is why I put Fatima in the same category as I do every other woman on this show. For penis, she's acting a hot ass mess. I know some people like to think Fatima is so smart. Fatima is above the girls. Fatima is nothing like them. Lies. Because, of course, there is no toxicity in her relationship with Zach. I'm being facetious. And so this is just one of those moments where I'm like, okay, Andy has walked into a situation, even for Andy too. I think it goes to show, yeah, Fatima may be your girl, she may be your friend, but I'm gonna need you to be a little bit more wise when you're dealing with Zach, who is a what's the word I'm looking for? Like repeat offender with certain things. And don't get me wrong, there are certain things I felt like Zach did not deserve to be locked up for or be arrested for, because certain things really was not his fault. But at the same time, Andy, I'm gonna need you to be a little bit more better at your job. And this is how things happen when you have certain relationships with people. You avoid the obvious. You don't ask certain questions. Even if Fatima didn't tell her the reason why Zach was arrested, as a lawyer, I can't get involved with this until I know. You know what I'm saying? But that was the preview that we got for the upcoming episode, again, which is episode 17, entitled Some Sort of Women. Period. So thank you guys for listening. I appreciate the comments. I thank you guys so much just for viewing, for commenting, for liking, and all that good stuff like that. It is greatly appreciated. So until next time, I will holler at y'all later. When?